This morning, let's explore a teacher's limitations. This is Lama Jigme Gyatso of the Buddha Joy Meditation School. Welcome to Meditate Like a Jedi. This is the Lama you are looking for. This morning, we could chant and meditate and enjoy a lesson or two. But first, if you love Star Wars and you wish to meditate as profoundly as Qui-Gon Jinn on Naboo, be sure to subscribe and ring that notification bell. I must tend to a device momentarily. Do bear with me. Fabulous. Okay. If at any point during this morning's live stream you have a question about meditation or philosophy or even chanting, there is no need to be shy. Simply type your detailed question in the chat window on the right-hand side of the screen. If you're watching a replay, you'll want to type your question in the comment area below the video. Like some persimmons in the autumn, which though inside still unripe, look ripe outside. I myself am just the semblance of a Dharma practitioner, and since my mind and the Dharma have not mixed, my Dharma teaching will not be up to much. And so what we have here is a clear-cut case of the Dunning-Kruger effect, where the more qualified you are to do something, the least qualified you feel. And the opposite seems to be true. The more qualified you feel, the less qualified you are. How could that work? The closer we are to the cutting edge of any science or art, the more we realize how little we know, how much there is to know, and how little there is to justify what it is we think we already know. But wait, there's more. Someone can master all the details of a subject matter, but there's still the application, where the rubber meets the road, where the teacher meets the pupil, and where there's cooperation required. And as with most endeavors, that is where the uncertainty principle really kicks in, because controlling tendencies don't work. They never bring about the lofty goals we hope they will. So therefore, we cannot control people. We cannot control people's honesty or self-awareness, enthusiasm, or diligence in doing their homework. And so it's very, very difficult it can be difficult to help someone apply the teachings in a meaningful way, especially if they suffer from problems. So let's look at two extremes and a happy medium. One extreme is for an egomaniacal teacher to think, I am the be-all, end-all, you need no teachers or inputs other than me. That will end in tears. The opposite extreme is to say, I'm going to farm you out to this psychiatrist and that endocrinologist and that dietitian and this exercise specialist. And in the name of expertise, there is a lack of, integration of resourcefulness. I'm reminded of the story of a 5 blind man examining an elephant. One thinks mistakes the trunk for a python. Another mistakes the ears for the leaves of a great tree. Another mistakes the legs for a tree trunk, another mistakes the tail for a rope, another mistakes the sides of the beastie for the sides of a cliff eroded smooth. And although they may be very sincere, because of their lack of integration, there is an incomplete picture and a comedically incorrect conclusion. We see that occurring often in contemporary medicine. And so a happy medium is for a teacher to have the humility to say, you might benefit from this doctor or that specialist, but to cooperate with them, not to wash your hands of the needs of others. But wait, there's more. And this is getting into the reins of not the reins, but the area, the district, the domain of spooky Buddhist voodoo shit. When one meditates correctly, one's centered spontaneity increases, and as such, that centered spontaneity acts as a conduit for the optimization of our choices, utterances, and deeds. Some might call that enhanced intuition, some might call that a psychic connection to the great unknown. I would describe it simply as effective meditation increases the efficiency of the mind, of the brain, of the central nervous system. Creating a goulash of perception, intention, emotion, reason, recall, and imagination, allowing these things to work with greater efficiency than ever before. That to an untrained eye could seem rather spooky. So although a conductor of a symphony plays no instrument, he does or she does in fact play the orchestra as an instrument. Similarly, an ideal teacher will not only work one-on-one with the student, but confab and cooperate with all the other people with the student's permission that could help. There is no I in greatness. There is no room for pride or narcissism if one really wants to be of service to others. So let's spend less than a minute on housekeeping. Every 12 hours I broadcast a live meditation class without any ads. Other than this, with your help, this channel could come to support the next generation of nuns, monks, yogis, lamas, and even brick-and-mortar meditation centers, each replete with a resident teacher and their apprentice. If this speaks to you and you'd like to help out, even for as little as the cost of 1 cup of coffee a month, use the camera on your smartphone to capture this QR code, or if you're old school, scroll down and click the link in the description area right below the video. Okay, I'm going to tap button 5. Nope, I'm going to tap button 9. Okay. Let's warm up our neural pathways for love and enthusiasm by chanting bodhicitta and refuge. May I liberate all beings by relying on the Buddha's example and instructions and students. May I liberate all beings by relying on the Buddha's example and instructions and students. May I liberate all beings by relying on the Buddha's example, instructions, and students. Let us chant this version of the Heart of Wisdom Sutra, paraphrased and adapted and amplified. It is said that Quan Chi Yin Pusa, an archetype of enlightened compassion, while moving in the deep peace of perfect understanding. We'll stop right there. Compassion and understanding are not disparate things. They share an interdependent relationship to each other, like all things, like many things at least. Shed light on the five aggregates and found them equally empty. After this realization, she made peace with all pain. So our goal is not to pick and choose our experience, but to make peace with whatever comes up, be it pleasurable or painful or interesting or boring. A key to doing that is the tool of emptiness. If we view it literally, we're going to wind up in either skullduggery or superstition. If we look at it, if we are flexible enough to explore how it might be a figurative teaching, we're on the right track. So in order to do that, we first need to get comfortable with the dance of mindfulness and meditation. The easiest way to plug into mindfulness is to mentally recite "notice this" during each inhalation. And the easiest way to plug into meditation is to mentally recite "relaxing" during each exhalation. But why is that? Every inhalation accesses our sympathetic nervous system, which is wired to support our sensory acuity, allowing us to notice sensations, flavors, scents, sounds, sights, and the like, as well as emotions, intentions, thoughts, memories, and imaginings. When we do so, when we notice vulnerably, passively, viscerally, and randomly, then we find that during meditation, the only label we really need is the pronoun "this." But why is that? But what are we to do with all the stuff that we notice? During every exhalation, we access our parasympathetic nervous system, which aids us in physical relaxation as well as mental release. It can help us to release our resistance to the presence of what we hate, our resistance to the absence of what we crave, our resistance to the loss of that to which we cling.